Welcome. Welcome to Yemi's house again. It's a pleasure having you back, ladies and gentlemen. And like I always say on my program, it's a Pan African platform whereby we come together, we deliberate on how to make Africa a better place. Some people say it's quite an impossible feat, but I always believe that impossible is nothing and nothing is impossible. So, in my language, they always say, "Oh, shuri palabo, shuri polobo." Akọyin tí ẹni lè kọ́ ọ̀dọ̀ pani lẹ́rìn. It means no matter how ugly your mama is, you will never laugh at your own mama. Well, in the last couple of weeks, lots of things happened around the world. We have, instance, was this video of a young lady who traveled to Cape Verde and she was not allowed entry into Cape Verde, and she was very, very sour about it, and she was unhappy about it, and she decided to post it on social media. And don't get me wrong, but like we all know, that having an entry visa into a country does not necessarily give you that 100% automatic entry into the country. Your allowing you to enter into a specific country is at the discretion of the immigration officer at the point of entry at that particular time. If they feel that they don't want you to come into their country, they have the right to turn you back. It's their country. Don't misquote me, but I believe they have their reasons for turning those people they turned back, for turning them back. And for those who did not, for those who don't really understand what I'm saying, here is the video of the young woman while she was complaining about the old treatment melted on her that she didn't like. So I will leave you now and you watch it. And then when we come back, we'll talk about that.
So, Nigerians.
You know Ayata?
No.
Ayata.
No.
You look up Ayata. Okay, it's responsible for all the airlines. So we all should make a lawsuit with Ayata.
We just got to Cape Verde
And they refuse us
and they're
entry.
sending us back.
They refuse us entry because we are Nigerians.
So they picked on, like our American friend was allowed to go through because she had an American passport. But they're sending us
And
back
we
to
begged, we
Senegal.
explained that we have all the documents
We have our
required.
booking, we have everything.
We've
have
spent
everything.
money.
Welcome back. So you could see they were complaining that they spent money and they were not allowed into the country. But look, if you happen to be a president of a particular country and the citizens of that country are not happy with the president, take for example, while we are all clamoring that there is coronavirus, so while other presidents are being serious about it, you'll be surprised at what our own president is doing. Well, last week he came up again as usual with his overseas vacation. Like, I want people to get something that they don't get. There's a difference between medical treatment when you're going overseas for medical attention and when you're going overseas for medical vacation. Vacation is leisure. Vacation is pleasure. So when the president says he's going for medical vacation, it means he's going for a kind of, he goes to the hospital, but he's only going to get there and chill. It means that if he goes there and they say, okay, they just, maybe on Monday he goes to the hospital and they attend to him on Monday and he says he wants to use 2 weeks, it means for the whole 2 weeks he's just going to be there, just eating, relaxing, doing nothing. Going to Buckingham Palace, maybe going shopping with the family or doing something with the family. It's different from when the president says, I'm going to get myself treated. It means he's going there to go chill and relax and enjoy himself, but hiding under the guise of medical treatment. That's the way I see medical vacation. because it's always medical vacation. It's always medical vacation and not medical treatment. So let's get that grammar, you know. So now he's been there now. I mean, I think he left last week or this week. And ever since he has gone now, so many Nigerians in London, they've decided to protest against his action. And left to me, I think, as a president of a country, you should lay good examples for your citizens. If you, at every particular point in time with headache or stomachache, you're already getting overseas to get yourself treated, then you are making it look as if our own indigenous doctors are not doing well. And yet, you see many of these are doctors, they go overseas, they get themselves trained, they come back, and they are really doing good jobs. But our president, our governments, they don't see them as being professional or being good enough unless they come overseas and get themselves treated. Most times they even go to India. Then I ask myself, what does India has to offer Nigerians that Nigerians cannot offer themselves? It's a big question. Well, some other day we will go into that. But for today, I just want us to understand the fullness of the Nigerian government. They believe in wasting money rather than preserving money. Now, in 2016 to 2017, only the Aso Rock clinic was allocated 3.1 billion naira. Imagine that, 3.1 billion naira in the space of a year on a clinic. And this clinic, in this period, if you could remember, in 2017, Aisha Mohammed had to come out and tell the whole world, and she told the whole Nigerians that, look, she went to the Aso Rock clinic because she wanted to do something that has to do with the X-ray machine. And there was none. Can you just believe that? In a clinic that had just been given 3.1 billion, 2016, 2017. No X-ray machine, no syringes, nothing. Only structure. So you just get there, you see beautiful structures, you get inside, everything, nothing. So all these allocations, ask me, search me. I don't know where it goes to. And now, in 2016, February, Buhari traveled for 10 days. June 2016, he traveled. 2017, February, he traveled. March 2017, he was still there. May 2017, he was still there. And he came back. After he got back, he still refused to go to work, telling them that he had to stay at home to work from home. So now, if you look at it, each time, I repeat it, each time the Federal Ministry of Health receives a kind of allocation, almost 10% of it is what goes to Aso Rock. Now, for those who don't really understand the impact of what I'm trying to say, we have 200 million population in Nigeria. And an estimated 100 naira per head for the health care is what it's been like calculated statistically. But Aso Rock takes 3,000. A Nigerian is 1,000 naira for healthcare. For example, here in Germany, when you work, there's a certain percentage that goes to the Krankenkasse. We call it Krankenkasse, the health insurance companies. Now, no matter even if you don't work or you work, Germans will say it's egal, it's inconsequential. You will get yourself treated. Surgery is free, no matter how healed or I don't know the ailment or the disease or the accident or whatever. You're going to get yourself treated for free. Germans will say umsonst, for free. And Germany is a country that Germany doesn't even have half of what we have as natural resources. And yet, even if you are a foreigner, they don't care if you are a German or a non-German, as long as you have blood flowing in your veins. They secure your life first. Life first before questions. That is just to show you how they take their citizens. Human life to them is very, very important. But in my country, Nigeria is the opposite. Cow lives, malu. The lives, a malu, a cow life is more important than a human life. For example, in Akure now, instead of the police officers to be running after the herdsmen, killing and maiming people and raping people, they are investigating how cows died. Do you get what I'm saying? Cows are more important than human lives. And I have to come from that state to state. If you can understand what I'm trying to say, like human lives in Africa, we don't value it. And that is why our president doesn't deem it fit to view Nigerians as human beings. He values the life of his cows more than the lives of the human being. And if you don't forget, last year, when there was this kidnap case in Castina, he was supposed to go to the venue where they were kidnapped, but he said, I forgot, I mistakenly went to my ranch. I mean, I cannot, if you understand the gravity of that, for a president to say he forgot to go to where people got maimed and kidnapped, and he decided to go to his cattle ranch. So, whose life is more valuable, a cow or human beings in Nigeria? Very funny. Apart from that, the president, each time he goes or he travels overseas for medical checkup, we all tend to forget something. He doesn't go alone. He will go with his entourage. And the entourage, they don't go there with empty pockets. And you know, Nigerians, everything we do, we always had our own, double. We always have we always see something in Yoruba. Ibitatin she, Latin je. And so Nigerians believe, okay, you cushion it a little bit, you pad it a little bit with your own, nkonkoronko of the nkonkoronko. So what I'm trying to say in essence is this. Even the bills, the taxpayers' money that they spend on envoys, on the entourage that goes with the president on each trip is killing. It's too much. So if the money they spend only on Aso Rock is enough to take care of a whole population, free healthcare, free system. Do you understand what I'm saying? Free health system for every Nigerian. Every Nigerian will be able to go into a clinic and get themselves treated free of charge without paying any single dime. That's the kind of money they are spending on Aso Rock. And yet, there is no X-ray machine there, no syringe. If you get what I mean. And apart from that, the money that they've spent on Aso Rock Clinic alone is more than the money that is being allocated for all the federal medical institutions in Nigeria. Put together all the federal institutions in Nigeria, the money they allocate to them is not up to what they allocate for Aso Rock alone. So it means that the whole of all the federal medical institutions in Nigeria, all the things they have, the equipment, the allocation, whatever you want to call it, is below that of Aso Rock. And it's the same Aso Rock that the president refuses to treat himself. And each time he goes overseas to treat himself. Now, my people, it's a very simple question I'm about to ask. Why? It's a simple question. Why that? The president should just tell us why that. Why going off overseas when you just said it yourself last year that no more medical trips overseas? He said it's not even up to 6 months. And here is he doing, he's not doing what he practices. I mean, he's not doing what he preaches. Yeah. So he's the one that said he will never go again overseas for medical checkup. And less than 6 months is doing that. And only God knows. He says he's going for only 2 weeks now. How many days is he going for? Who knows? 2 weeks might turn on to 2 months. So for those people who think I'm just saying blah, 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 here is a video of a federal medical institution in Nigeria. Enjoy this video, enjoy this clip, then you get what I am saying.
I'd like to show you the living condition of mothers who have babies, who have neonates in Luth. This is where people sleep. Now they made available a lodge. The lodge is not good enough. The lodge is in terrible and poor state. And as of this morning, mothers were thrown out without prior notice, without anything. So we're going to post this. This is the reason why I want this to go viral as much as possible. Repost, tag anybody you know. It just shows that the common man in Nigeria cannot get good health care. Why then are we spending so much money? Some of us in the past 4 weeks, we spent over ₦1 million on our babies, and then they throw us out without notice. This is what happens. This is Luth. This is the federal government hospital, Luth. This is what it looks like. This is where people sleep. Mothers who just had babies. This is where they sleep. This is the situation. This is the situation. This is the current situation.
Well, that video was late last year, December. And that happens to be the Lagos University Teaching Hospital. Can you see the condition of that hospital? Very, very, very sad. Very, very sad. That is a typical example of one of our federal medical institutions. So, my people, why is the government playing poker with the citizens' lives? In 2016, 2017, the money that Aso Rock Clinic got was more than the whole money allocated to all the institutions, medical institutions in Nigeria. And yet, the president up to now finds it difficult to treat himself there. I mean, I will even treat himself where they don't even have Panadol. They have nothing there. So, my people, it's really sad. And it's really, really disheartening that Nigeria is a country with all the resources we need. Everything that a country needs to move forward, to be developed, to be big, to be among the leading nations, we have it. But it's so sad. We are third world countries. Third world countries. That means I was talking to a white person and he told me that Nigeria is 450 years backwards in technology. How do you make up for that? How do you make up for that? Is it when the president still keeps going overseas to treat himself? Is that how you will make up that 450 years? Or is it in a country whereby they said they bought a JF-17 fighter aircraft, which we all know goes for $25 million. Nigerian government says they are buying theirs for $60 million per one. Although they are saying because it is armed with, it comes with different packages. If you want an unarmed one, you get it for $80 million. And ham to one with music and everything, you get it for 25. But the Nigerian government is saying their own, although it is being produced by the Pakistanis and the Chinese that we all know, and it's still the same FJ-17 that we all know, it's still the same aircraft. And this same aircraft, up to now, it still goes for $25 million. But Nigerians said they bought this for $60 million because they said it is hammed. So look at it. So it's an increase of $35 million, for heaven's sake. And they said they will buy 3 for $184 million. This 3 aircraft is supposed to procure nothing less than 7. They're supposed to get 7 of it. But they are getting 3 out of it. I mean, it's so terrible in such a country. I mean, next time on Yemi's House, I will do a breakdown of all this Nigerian Air Force, all their fighter jets. I will do a breakdown how much each one is being sold and everything. I will do a breakdown of it for you. But for today, I'm just trying to let you realize that Buhari cannot stay in Nigeria, not because they are not allocating money for Aso Rock or not allocating money for the health sector, but because the money, we don't see where it's going to. And they prefer to come overseas where they take our money, they change it to dollars, and they come and spend it. And it comes with people, entourage, with taxpayers' money, and only God knows what else they do there. Nigerians, we must wake up from our slumber. Well, and until that day, when we wake up from that slumber, when we stop sleeping, I still remain my humble self. Adeyemi, Ondenifeni Kankan, Onifishemi. Until next time on Yemi's House, like I always tell you, ladies and gentlemen, peace here.